everyone, how are we today? I'm just doing an all signs reading today. I know it's a little bit out of my normal schedule, but I did decide to chuck it on in today because I actually had a calendar mistake, and my calendar has actually told me that Chinese New Year was the 20th of February, but it is actually the 10th of February, so it has just passed. But you know, those celebrations for Chinese New Year do last quite a long time, and they're sort of going into starting the Lantern Festival and that sort of stuff as well. So I thought I wanted to do a reading specifically for Chinese New Year. I do usually celebrate that, so obviously I'm just distraught at myself that I've had such a ridiculous calendar mistake this week, so sorry about that. I will say, let everyone know that if you want to subscribe to the channel, I do really appreciate that. We are currently running that competition as well, so that if you leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. So make sure you do leave a comment if you want to go in for that. But the Chinese New Year, we have moved into the year of the wood dragon, okay? It's the token year of authority, dignity, honor, success, and luck. All right, so this year it's going to be all about your own growth and development, being able to harness intelligence, leadership, to pursue your dreams with creativity, passion, courage, and confidence. All right, so taking on new challenges and exploring new ideas, but also being very generous, loyal, and compassionate with others around you. Okay, so we do see that this Chinese New Year, this next year, with the Chinese wood dragon year, it is going to be a way to, accept new challenges in your life, but really to follow your dreams in new ways, inspire yourself, be a little bit creative, and look at things in new ways, and work that out for yourself. As always, I will be sort of taking timestamps. But we're going to focus on, advice on how for you to achieve your goals this wood dragon year. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how to achieve your goals. I'll be looking for advice from the cards that I can help you achieve your goals. Whatever your goal is that you're setting for yourself for, the next year or so, we're going to look at, how can you achieve those goals. All right, I do have my little guest here. He does appear to be about to run off, so sorry if he is a bit distracting. If he does go too far, I'll have to probably stop, pause the video, and go and grab him, because he is a little terror sometimes and likes to get into things he's not supposed to. But I will take timestamps, of course, as well. So we're going to start off with Aries today. Okay, Aries, looking for advice on how you can achieve your goals. Advice for Aries on how to achieve their goals. Aries. Okay, so we're seeing pretty clearly here. We have the anchor coming out first for you. So this is the Scrying ink lenormand, in case I did forget to mention that. So the cards are quite pale and hard to see there, but that is the anchor. So the anchor is all about you, depending on yourself a lot this year, really relying on yourself and relying on, you may have some very secure things in your life that you can depend on, and really depending on those things this year to help you, achieve your goals. But we do find with the anchor, it kind of reminds us that, you've faced all these challenges in the past and you've got through that, and relying on that you've faced this in the past. So even if rough seas come, you've got this anchor within yourself, this anchor of steadfastness and dependability, and this security that you have within yourself, that you can get through any other storm that comes your way here, Aries. So it's really about, anchoring yourself firmly this year. We also have the snake coming through for you. So that's a very interesting energy as an advice card. It does remind us to follow our passions, our true desires, and passions, you know, really, really pushing on your ambitions this year. But we also do see with the snake that the snake is quite a slippery kind of energy. You know, it is the card of deceit, but I don't obviously recommend deceitful behavior. But it's deceit in the sense of, you know, everyone shows you this path and everyone thinks you've got to follow this path. But the snake, they can slither around and they make their own path. They find a new path. They can, you know, get around things in ways that other people can't. All right. So, you know, embracing that slippery sort of energy this year as well, that, you know, if I can't face it head on, do you know what, I'm going to, you know, I've got enough passion and determination that I'll just find another way around it. So I do feel that for a lot of you, it's finding alternate routes around obstacles this year. We also have the letter Aries. So the letter does talk about clear, open communication. So really making sure that your communication this year is very open and honest and upfront. The way that you're communicating. For some of you, you know, maybe even thinking about the way that you're communicating and really relying on strong communication this year. The letter does talk about all forms of communication as well. So you may be embracing new forms of communication this year as well. So if you always are, you know, working through your goals, you know, through emailing and texting, maybe this year trying, you know, putting things down on paper or verbally communicating things in regard to your goals this year. So it definitely could talk about embracing new forms of communication as well, Aries. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, but we'll move over to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Advice for Taurus to achieve their goals. Advice for Taurus to achieve their goals. Okay, Taurus. Firstly, we have the clouds. Okay, so the cloud card really does let us know to think things through quite logically and rationally when it comes to the goals that you're setting for yourself. You know, thinking through all the potential outcomes, good and bad. You know, not allowing yourself to overthink things, but also still thinking very logically and rationally about it. So not allowing yourself to get stuck up in your head where you're overthinking things, because that just leads to clouded judgment and anxiety, but definitely thinking things through, you know, keeping logic and rationality in mind here. We also have the feminine energy. Okay, so nurturing your goals, you know, doing what is it that, you know, thinking about the nurturing aspects of your goals here. How can you nurture that goal, even just within yourself? You know, what are things you can do to make that goal, you know, grow and come alive for you here. The feminine is a very nurturing energy. It's also sort of talking about, you know, even while you're being very logic and rational, taking emotion into consideration as well, because the female energy is very nurturing in an emotional sense. So it's nurturing your emotions, but not allowing them, you know, being very balanced between the logic and the emotion. Okay, so taking both into consideration, not just one or the other. We also see the fish. Okay, so the fish is all about abundance, wealth. I dare say for a lot of you, Taurus, you are definitely heading towards getting some of these goals down for yourself this year. But the fish does remind us to keep your sense of wealth and abundance and your financial side of things in view. Okay, so keeping the eyes on the prize kind of thing. You know, for those of you who are already, you know, work in progress with your goals, you know, really focusing on the financial aspects of that and how, you know, maybe expanding, I can make money through this as well. So expanding the financial outputs of things for yourself with goals and taking into consideration the financial aspects of these goals as well, Taurus. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini. Advice for Gemini to help achieve their goals. This year of the Wood Dragon, advice for Gemini to achieve their goals. We have the book firstly here, Gemini. So some sort of knowledge, there's unknown factors at play here. There's some extra knowledge, some research that you're needing to do here in order to have these goals come to life for you. So for a lot of you, this is all about learning more, finding, like, researching. I'm getting this researching, finding the ways to, research all the aspects of this goal for yourself here. Okay, education. Some of you may be needing to gain some further education in order to have this goal obtained this year. We do have the Heart coming out for you as well. So really coming at it with a lot of love and kind of romancing your goals a little bit here. So putting a lot of yourself and your love and your loving energy into, having this unconditional love for, these are the goals that I want, and I love that about these. I love that, and I love this about this. There's a lot of desire and passion in the Heart energy as well. So really, really coming from a very loving place when you are trying to inspire yourself with achieving your goals this year, making sure you are taking your love on board, that this is what I love, and this is how I'm going to have more of love in my life. Okay, so some of you, these goals may actually be specifically related to romantic relationships. We do also have the Child energy for you as well. So there's definitely, with that Child energy, there's definitely this sense of embracing the new beginnings, being very adventurous and playful, and once again loving playful kind of energy when you are striving towards your goals this year, Gemini. Really, really pushing this is just a great adventure. I love the opportunity. I love the the adventure, the playfulness of these goals as well, and that will actually really help you achieve. So really protecting your inner child as well, showing a lot of love for your inner child and the sweet innocent sides of yourself when it comes to achieving this goal as well. Okay, Gemini, so that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but for now, we'll move on over to Cancer. Cancer, how are we today, Cancer? Advice for Cancer to achieve their goals. Advice for Cancer to achieve their goals. The Fish, Cancer, is the first card we have for you. That is all about abundance and wealth. It is the financial card, okay? So really keeping the finances in mind. The money side of these goals need to be looked at quite heavily. Okay, how can I make money out of this goal? How can I, afford to achieve this goal? Really, really sort of looking over the financial aspects of this goal with a fine-tooth comb. For some of you, there may be actually, I'm kind of feeling that there's an opportunity here with this Fish energy to increase the abundance of this goal. So there may be a financial aspect to this goal that you haven't actually considered, or a secondary sort of financial aspect that you haven't considered. So making sure you are looking for all the financial aspects to your goals. But we do see the masculine energy coming out here as well, Cancer. That just does show us that you are, needing to be quite logical and quite firm and in control of your emotions when it comes to this goal, okay? We also have the Birds. So the Birds, it's a very interesting energy when it's advice, okay, because it is the card of, like gossip and chatter. So it talks about conversation. So it's really, for some of you, this is going to be, your advice is to talk about these goals and really find advice from friends and family. The more that you talk about it, the more realistic these goals are actually going to become for you. So I'm getting that for quite a lot of you here. But for others of you, it's reminding you you to, steer clear of gossip and, chatter that's not actually helping you move towards these goals. So just be very wary of the difference between, gossipy type of rumor type chatter as to, conversations that are actually going to help you develop new ideas when it comes to how to achieve this goal for yourself. Okay, but I do feel that for a lot of you it's talking about these goals that you have, even if it's just with yourself. For some of you, those conversations may be sort of taking professionals on board here as well. So especially with that finances card, I would sort of suggest things like financial advisors and all that sort of stuff may be very useful to you when it comes to achieving this goal as well. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Cancer. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but I'm just going to quickly pause and then move on to Leo. Okay, Leo, sorry about the weird pause. Okay, advice for Leo to achieve their goals. Looking at the year of the Wood Dragon this year, Leo. Advice for Leo to achieve their goals. Okay, so we are seeing the Lily coming out first for you here, Leo, which does sort of let us know to keep the long-term goal in mind this year. Really, really focus on, where you want to be 20 years from now. Be very, vulnerable and honest with yourself on an emotional level about where you really do truly want your goals to take you. Really keeping that long-term focus in mind as well. So, focusing on, 20 years from now, I want to be here in my life and whatnot, and focusing on that, keeping that in mind very strongly for you this year. We also have the Broom energy, which is, this deck has two of the Scythe energy cards, and this one is the Broom, which, splits that energy. So it does talk about making sudden sort of changes in your life. The Broom is all about, sweeping out, doing that big spring cleaning and sweeping all the things out of your life that no longer serve you. You can kind of imagine, going around the house, gathering all the dust from the corners. So all the dust that doesn't serve your goal, sweep it on out of your life, sweep it out, make a big change with keeping this goal in mind. Anything that is not in pursuit of this goal, sweep it on out. We also have the Crossroad coming through. So the Crossroad is all about choices and decisions. So I do feel for a lot of you, you're coming up to this crossroad here, Leo, where you are going to need to make some choices and decisions onto, which path are you actually going to take here when it comes to this goal. All right, so choosing exactly which path you're going to take towards this goal. With the crossroad, there is this energy, though, of, no matter what path you take, they all lead to the goal being achieved for you here. It's just a matter of some may have more detours than others. Some may be sort of a long, winding path, whereas others are more direct. So it's really you choosing which path you're going to take towards your goals for yourself this year. Obviously, once again, keeping that long-term stuff in mind with that goal as well. And I feel like for some of you, Leo, working out whether, is this a long-term goal? Is this something that you can achieve, within a certain time bracket? Or is this something that you want to achieve this goal, but you're happy to, wait a little bit longer? And that's going to help you make those decisions as well. All right, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo. Advice for Virgo to achieve their goals. Advice for Virgo to achieve their goals. Okay. Virgo, firstly, we have the cross energy for you here. So I'm feeling for a lot of you, this is all about, releasing any burdens that you're carrying when it comes to these goals. But very strongly, I'm getting the spiritual message, the religious or spiritual component of this goal is actually coming through quite strongly for you here, Virgo. So, really, really looking at what are the spiritual aspects of this goal for me personally. Am I feeling like this is a destiny for me to achieve this goal, or do I need to sort of make some sorts of changes so that this is more in line with my spiritual self? Okay, so really keeping your spiritual self in mind when it comes to this goal. Okay, not doing anything that goes against your own values or morals as well. All right, we do see the snake coming through for you here, Virgo, which it's important to see that cross energy telling you not to go against your values or morals here, because the snake energy, it is the card of deceit. So you're not wanting to go into full-on deceit with following your goals. The snake in the sense of that is talking about finding alternate paths to get around that, so if you're that you can do XYZ, as if you're deceitful about doing XYZ, rather than following the path of deceit here, it's asking you to sort of find another way around the obstacle. Okay, so really using that slithery snake aspect to slide around obstacles, find a different path through any obstacles that you're facing when it comes to achieving this goal. It also does remind us to stay very passionate about your ambition, keeping your desire and your passion in mind with these ambitions. We also see the rider coming through for you, Virgos. So the rider is the bearer of good news. Okay, so I do feel for a lot of you, you are going to start making some progress towards this goal with that rider coming through. But it also, it kind of lets you know here, Virgo, that it's time to get up on the horse and go for it. The rider is kind of that energy of, start moving towards your goals here. I feel like for a lot of you, it's time to take action towards these goals, Virgo. All right, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but going to move on over to our Libra. Libra, how are we today? Just looking for advice for you on how to achieve your goals. Libra, advice for Libra to achieve their goals, please. Libra, we have the moon coming out first and foremost. So I feel very strongly, this is the card of emotions, but I am sort of feeling as though this is actually talking more about intuition for you here with this moon energy. Following your intuition and really listening to your intuition when it comes to following these goals, making moves that your intuition is backing you up. So if you are having emotions coming to the surface, listening to those emotions and allowing those to, intuitively let you know if you're making a good choice or a bad choice. I feel like your emotions are going to be the clue to let you know where your intuition is driving you with this goal. We do see the stars coming through for you, which is, the perfect ideal card to be seeing when we're looking at achieving goals, because it does talk about wish fulfillment, all your dreams coming true. But as advice, in order to gain those achievements for you here, we see that it's talking about having optimism, having a lot of hope and optimism that your dreams are going to be fulfilled here, that you are going to reach your goals. So have a little bit more confidence that, yes, you are going to smash it this year of the wood dragon, okay? You are going to smash it. You are going to see some of your wishes starting to be fulfilled when it comes to this goal. Just make sure that you do keep that optimism up, all right? We also see the clover for you here as well. So the clover is telling you fortune is on your side. Good luck is on your side. So definitely a really positive energy for you, Libra, that we are going to see those goals achieved. And, you are going to have good luck along the way as well. This is kind of that energy of you know, things are just going to fall in place for you before you know it. And it's all coming down to you keeping that very positive, hopeful mindset here, and also taking a bit of a risk when necessary. The Clover does let us know that it's safe for you to take a bit of a risk, you know, invest in your dreams here. Okay, so I do feel that's what's coming through for you, Libra. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we'll move on over to Scorpio. Scorpio, how are we? Advice for Scorpio to achieve their goals. Advice for Scorpio to achieve their goals. Okay, so firstly, we've got the Tower here, Scorpio. The next card we do have is the Ship. So these are actually quite contrasting energies because the Tower is very structured and stable. It does talk about, you know, taking things into mind like, you know, authority and, you know, policies and procedures being quite important here, following the authority, taking that in mind here. But the Ship is, you know, a card of movement. So it's quite a contrasting energy here. For a lot of you, this is talking about building the foundation of this goal nice and firm, nice and strong, you know, building the foundation strong. For a lot of you, it's talking about taking time in solitude before jumping on the ship and setting sail here. All right, so making sure that you are taking time to yourself to really think things through. This is kind of like that hermit mode. So some of you may be needing to sort of go up into your fort and spend some time to yourself to really think things through very carefully before you're actually making any moves when it comes to this goal. But then we do see the moves being made here with that ship energy. Pardon me. Sorry, I've still got a horrible cough. It's driving me insane. Mostly just from allergies, but you win some, you lose some, right, Scorpio? But the ship energy, it does let us know that all your ships are coming in here. Sorry, I'm just going to pause quickly so I can have a coughing fit. Sorry about that, Scorpio. Hopefully I'm all good now. But yeah, what I was saying with that ship energy, for some of you, there may be the need to travel, you know, cover some sort of physical distance, deal with something overseas for some of you even. For some of you, definitely some sort of travel involved in achieving this goal. So don't be afraid to travel if you need to towards this goal. It's definitely, though, talking about, you know, starting brand new adventures, getting ready to start a new adventure towards this goal, and all your ships sort of being loaded up and ready to go here. But once again, thinking that through very carefully before you do sort of jump in that ship and set sail. We're also seeing the scissor energy here. So don't be afraid to cut things out. You know, there's something needing to be cut out here. Maybe there's too much going on before you know, it's kind of like, especially with that ship energy, it's kind of letting me know that you know, your ship's all loaded up, but it's actually now overweight. There's some stuff you need to throw overboard before you can actually set sail here. So I'm just feeling that there's something that you may need to cut out of your life, or cut out of this goal a little bit too. There may be, I feel like for some of you, this is connected to a person that you may need to cut a specific person out of your life because they're stopping that ship from being able to fully set sail. So once again, really seeing you needing to take some time in consideration and really thinking things through, really thinking through where you can cut off any excess baggage that you've got there as well, Scorpio. So very interesting, but you know, that ship is almost ready to sail. It's just a little bit of fine tuning, and then you'll be ready to go on that adventure to achieve these goals for yourself. So, you know, that's always a good thing, right? But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. All right, but we'll move on over to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Advice for Sagittarius to achieve their goals. Advice for Sagittarius to achieve their goals. Okay. Just clarify those last two cards. Why is this advice for Sagittarius? Okay, Sagittarius. Firstly, we've got the birds for you. Okay, so the birds is all about conversations. The need for you to have clear, honest, open communication and conversations with people about where you are going towards these goals and what these goals are. I'm just seeing some odd energy here, Sagittarius. It feels as though there's something getting in the way of you being able to actually achieve your goals at the moment. So I feel like we're looking more so at, a conversation that needs to occur, even if that conversation is just within you yourself, maybe needing to sit down and have a bit of a chat to yourself about what's going on for you emotionally here. We do have the moon coming through, which is the card of emotions, and that has come through with the mice energy, which does talk about, past losses. So I do feel as though there's something going on here for you, Sagittarius, that's, stopping you from achieving your goals because it's holding you back with the past here. For some of you, this is like this goal that you've got set in mind. You've, it's getting in the way of what you're truly wishing for because, I feel like for some of you, it's because your true desire here, your true goal is kind of not what you're telling yourself it is. You're too wrapped up in this past. This is eating away at you. This mice energy, this past loss, it kind of eats away at your energy and it's kind of taking from your goals. Emotionally, taking so much from your emotions that you can't focus on your goals is kind of what I'm getting here. Because when I've asked to why are we seeing this when it comes to your goals, we've got the stars card, which that's pretty much your goals right here, your wishes that you want fulfilled, the dreams that you desire here, the hope and the optimism that you have that you can have these things. But we're seeing that very sort of clouded over by this energy, the emotional loss energy. So for some of you, you're needing to sort of have a big D&M with yourself about, your true emotions about this past loss. I do feel for some of you, it's kind of that energy of, I've got this, I've got this goal in mind, but my experience in the past is that I keep losing the opportunity. I keep missing the opportunity. And you kind of, I'm picking up like low self-value here with that as well, that you can't achieve this. So it's kind of like your own emotions are getting in your own way. It's making you lose focus on what your goals truly are because you keep telling yourself, I can't achieve that. I can't achieve that. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, that you emotionally are losing sight of your goals because you're forgetting to have hope and optimism that, yes, this can be obtained for you here. You're too wrapped up in the emotional side of other aspects of your life, maybe of a loss or missed opportunities that you've had in the past, and it's kind of making you tell yourself that you can't achieve these goals. So I feel like you do need to sort of sit down and have a long conversation with yourself about that. That conversation for some of you may be with friends or family, relying on that help. But also it may, I do feel for some of you there may be the need to actually talk this over with a professional as well. All right, because at the moment it's kind of getting in the way of your goals. So it's not really showing us advice for your goals. It's showing us that you need to sort of get through that energy in order to even focus on your goals. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. And I notice my little buddy has just taken off. I'll just sort of try to keep an eye on him so he doesn't cause too much trouble over there. Okay, but moving on over to our Capricorns. Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn to achieve their goals. Capricorn, advice for Capricorn to achieve their goals, please. I just saw a very similar energy for Sagittarius, Capricorn. So you, if you do have strong placements in Saggy or you're on the cusp, you may want to check that reading as well. But for you, we do have the sun coming through here. So overall, there's a lot of happiness to be keeping in mind when we're trying to achieve these goals. Focus on the happy stuff. Focus on the happiness, the warmth, the the goal. Focus on how happy you will be when that goal is fulfilled. But the sun also does bring things to light a fair bit here as well. And what it's bringing to light for you is this mice and tower energy. Okay, so the mice energy is all about the past and it's about losses that you've suffered. Okay, so it's kind of, this sun revealing to you that there's a loss that you have suffered that is sort of getting in the way of you being able to achieve your goals. It seems to be, something that was taken from you or lost to you, potentially a missed opportunity coming through. I'm just going to get one to clarify that. Clarify the mice for Capricorn when it comes to advice to achieve their goals, please. Okay, so that's clarified by the fox energy here. So the fox energy, I'm feeling that fox energy is talking about salesmanship. So I feel like for some of you, you're being affected by losing the ability to sell to yourself. You're kind of selling yourself short here. Sorry, I'm just distracted. The lizard's decided to jump off where he was sitting and he's now wandering around trying to get close to mum. But the fox energy is, like it can be like that salesman type of energy where you saying whatever you need to say to sell up to yourself. But with the mice here, it's kind of like you've lost that, and you've lost that ability to tell yourself what you need to hear in order to focus on these goals and move towards these goals. You've kind of, for some of you, you've lost your independence in being able to head towards these goals. You've lost the way that you look after yourself when it comes to, being able to achieve goals for yourself here. So for some of you, it may definitely be something along the lines of, losing confidence in being able to achieve your goals here. And that's sort of being revealed to you though. So, it is going to come to light. And we do see the advice as the tower, coming through here, telling you that you may need to rebuild stronger foundations within yourself, but also very strongly here, Capricorn, that there's a need for you to take some time in solitude and really assess this and find that happiness again, find that, bringing those goals to light for yourself and telling yourself, stop selling yourself short and tell yourself that I can have the happiness, I deserve the happiness. And really, spending some time to yourself to really focus on how we can regain that focus. It just feels as though you've sort of lost touch with something there, Capricorn. Okay, hello. Someone's come to sit with us. Told you he just wants to be near his mum. Apparently sitting up here on the couch was not close enough. But then he hates sitting here anyway because I start shuffling and he's going to run off again anyway. All right. He wants to be down in amongst it all. Okay, cool. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, Capricorn, but I'll move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius to achieve their goals. Advice for Aquarius to achieve their goals. I now have a lizard taking up all my table space. If you're checking your other placements, you'll probably see him sitting up in the back here, but he's moved over onto my table. But your advice here, Aquarius, we have the cloud coming through first. So thinking things through, I'm actually getting a very interesting message here because you know, the clouds is all about your thoughts and the way that you're thinking about things. And usually it would talk about thinking about things very logically, very rationally. But it has actually come out with the heart and the female, which are both very emotionally driven, very passionate, loving kind of energies, nurturing the emotional sides of yourself. You know, so it's kind of a little bit of a juxtaposition to the cloud energy here. But I feel like what it's telling us is that you need to think from your heart. You need to think from your emotions and think from passion and desire, and think about how you can actually create a more nurturing, loving environment around this goal that you're wanting to achieve. So for some of you, I'm just getting the example of like, if you're going towards a specific career goal, you need to sort of think about, how can I create a deeper sense of love for this career goal? You know, having, you know, the desire for money is not cutting it. There needs to be something really coming from within you and within your heart space here, Aquarius. And the more that you nurture your heart space, the closer to your goals you are going to get. So I do feel as though it's asking you to think about love and when it comes to this goal. Pardon me. Think about how you can nurture your heart space with this goal in mind. Think about how you can nurture, you know, the more loving elements of this goal for yourself. All right. So that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we're going to move over to our Pisces. Pisces, how are we today? Advice for Pisces to achieve their goals. Advice for Pisces to achieve their goals, please. Okay, so Pisces, I do have the female energy coming through first and foremost here. And I do feel for a majority of you, that is you yourself. So regardless of your gender, okay, we do see that feminine aspect of yourself. So the more emotional, nurturing side of yourself. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to help the lizard. He's running around like a nut job at the moment and jumping all over my stuff. Okay, but we're really needing to nurture that side of yourself here at the moment, and you know, the next card I have is the ring. So it's all about, you know, nurturing that relationship you have with yourself, and the relationship, for some of you, it's the relationship you have with this goal and wanting to achieve this goal, and asking yourself, why do you want to achieve this goal? How can I nurture my relationship with myself in a way that is going to help me achieve these goals? All right, because we do also have the bird's energy, which does talk about conversations. You know, so for some of you, there definitely is this need to really assess your own relationship with the more feminine aspects of yourself, and nurture yourself in that sense, but also nurturing the relationships that you have with others, purely by having conversations, you know, involving others in the conversations about my goals. These are my goals. This is what I want to achieve for myself. Having those conversations with the people that you do have close relationships with, whether that be friends, family, a partner, all that sort of stuff, really needing to nurture those relationships by, involving them in the conversation as well. But for a lot of you, this is, having that big D&M with yourself, sitting down and having that conversation with yourself about how can I nurture my relationship to this goal and in order to achieve this goal. So I'm getting here that it's self-esteem for some of you, that the self-confidence stuff, nurturing that relationship with yourself in order to gain the confidence that you can achieve these goals. All right, Pisces. So that's what I have for you today. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. And hopefully I'll see you all again soon.